Hello friends, happy Friday. I'm Nancy Thompson with Create with Nancy, and it's time for some creative ink. It's time for me to get creative, to share with you an awesome idea to inspire you to want to create and share it with others. So come on in, say hello, let me know where you're from. If you're new to my channel, so I can welcome you. And again, I'm Nancy Thompson. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Skaneateles, New York, and today is Friday, May 22nd, which means it's Fun Fold Friday. So today I have a super easy fun fold that's not hard to do with a few simple cuts and score marks, and you've got a great card. We're going to be using the new, well, it's not totally new. It's from the, let's see, March online exclusives, and I haven't really used it much, so I'm forcing myself to use it. So yes, we're using the Garden Poetry suite from the online exclusive. So let's get started. Hello, Colleen, welcome. So before we get started, I just want to remind you that the product of the month is still available, I believe. You know, I didn't look, but every month a new product of the month comes out. With a $75 order or more, you can add this product. This is the May product of the month onto your order for an additional $5 plus tax and shipping. And this month is a package of 12 by 12 vellum. Okay, I don't have it yet because I haven't placed an order, but it's fabulous. There's 4 different designs. You're going to get 3 each of the 4 different designs. As far as I know, this eyelet die is still, eyelet blooms die is still available as well. This was the April product of the month, okay? March, I believe, is sold out, so you can just kind of look and see what is still available, okay? When you're in the online store. Hi, Cindy, welcome. Oh, definitely Maryland crabs, yum. I could be right there with you. Okay, so this is where when you subscribe to my newsletter, I do include a link for this PDF for each whenever new online exclusives come available. The next one will be July, so it won't be until a July newsletter where I add in the July one, but the May one is in the last newsletter, okay? And that's where you can get it. So if you like to be able to see what all the online exclusives are, grabbing this PDF, you can either print it or save it to a file so you can look at it. But there is also a category in the online store that just talks about online exclusives, okay? These are not in any catalog whatsoever, all right? So as I said, today's card features the Garden Poetry Suite. We're going to use the designer paper and the bundle. And I think that's it. You know, I meant to grab, let me grab these gems here and some baker's twine as well. Forgot to grab them. These are the embellishments, the garden epoxy dots, and I have not used them, but I think we will use them on this card. I like to slit my packages on the side here, so I can just kind of slide them in and out and not have to deal with this gluey flap there. So these are kind of cool. They're clear, you know, like there's some clear epoxy. So these have like flowers in them, and then we got solid colors as well. So these are kind of neat, and they're small. Okay, and this Berry Burst, we used it on Wednesday's card, I believe. And that's really gorgeous ribbon. And I'm not sure what I did with it. My office is a little chaotic right now. It's not on my desk still, so I must have it somewhere else. Okay, so let's get looking at the rest of the products that we're using and get creating here. So here, actually, yeah, this is the product that we're using, right? This goes with it, right? I'm second guessing myself here. Yes, Paradise Garden is the bundle that goes with this. Oh, I think I'm losing my mind. We had classes this morning, which was fun, and I went outside and did some weeding, okay? All right, so this is the bundle. So we got some stamps and we got some dies. This is a hybrid die. So you can use the embossing folder plain by itself, or there is a die that will also cut out and it'll make like indentations so you can kind of like pop flowers in and stuff like that. Okay. Hi, Joan, welcome. And hi again, Colleen, too. Okay, and we're also using the Beautifully Celebrated dies. These are from the January to April mini catalog, and they're still available. They carried over, and I love how they layer with each other. I love dies, you know, especially things like that. Okay, so this is the designer paper, and I don't have a lot of this left, so I might not have all the sheets, because you don't really get two of each. It's a little different type of package. So we've got that watercolor look on the back side, and the front is kind of, you know, floral print. And we've got this, and then here's this one. So it's a lot of colors in this that are graduating, you know. There's this. These are kind of, I found this really hard to work with because of the big print, but we're making it work with something. There's this one. This one's not too bad. All right, so you do get two of these. Okay. Oh, see, I was looking for that die. Phew. Okay, I'm glad I didn't have to go for a big long search. All right, and then we got this one. I guess maybe we do get two of each. Okay, I was thinking we didn't. And then we've got this one. This is what we're going to use today. That's the paper. And we've got this one right here. So a lot of kaleidoscope type of designer paper. Okay, so what we're going to do is we have a piece of cardstock. This is Blackberry Bliss. Okay, let me grab my trimmer here. And we are going to, so it's 4 1/4 by 11 inches. Let's get rid of this right there. So it's 4 1/4 by 11. So I've already scored it at 5 1/2. And we are going to cut off 3 1/2 inches. Okay. Cut off 3 1/2 inches. And then we're going to cut this down to 2 inches. We're going to have a little bit of scrap here. We're going to kind of just do away with that. It's kind of like a little peekaboo look. Okay. Oh, Joan, I'm so sorry. Definitely will be sending you prayers. Oh, that is not good. I hope he has a quick recovery for you. Oh, yeah. Yikes. Vertebrae. That's not good at all. I'll be thinking of you. Okay, so yes, come back and watch the replay for sure. And then we have a piece of designer paper. Now, for this card, you definitely want a piece that you're going to love the front and the back, okay? And so this is 5 1/4 by 8 inches. And we are going to score this at 4 inches, okay? So you just need to decide. We're going to have this be the inside of our card, okay? And that's all we have to do with our trimmer. So we're going to just fold this in half. Okay. And I'll grab this out. Yeah, we definitely want that. Let me see this. Let me change my mind. And just kind of go. You know what? I think we're going to change my mind. Okay. We're going to put this on the inside. So, because I think this going this way is just going to be so dark. Maybe because we're going to do this. And I've already die cut one of the dies, and I've embossed it as well with my lighting is bad because we have a dreary day today. With the Forever Plaid embossing paper. So you're going to get a sneak peek as to how this goes together. I didn't think this out ahead of time. Okay, we could either do that or we do this. Let's see which looks kind of better. You know, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go back the other way. my original way. I think we're going to go this way. That's not too bad. So we're going to go that way. I think I have your address. Okay, my scoring is not perfect here. All right. So I want to make sure this is going directional. Okay, so we're going to put some adhesive on this side right here. And let's add some liquid glue. So it's kind of a unique fold. So this is going to get like, you know, 2 little pop-up folds here. Okay, so let's do this. We're going to just kind of center this. There we go. Oh, thanks. I know there's always a thought process, right? So that's why I don't like to glue things down. Sometimes you just gotta work it out there. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is I also cut a second one. This is the same size, but we're gonna have kind of like a message here. So we're gonna put this down first. Okay, so let's do this, and I want to make sure it lines up with the front. I kind of did it a different way, so we're going to try a whole new way here than what my original sample was. Okay, and I have 2 pieces here, so I had cut these in order, so I'm going to just kind of go with that same type of order. I'm going to put this one on the top. So this here is 1 1/4, 1 3/4 by 4 inches. Okay. We have our other little piece that we cut off that was 2 inches. So this one is also 1 3/4 by 2. And you could really make this any size that you want. Okay. You can create any type of window that you want. It could even be only a 1/2 inch wide. You know, just, I think it depends on your designer paper and what your focal point is. Okay. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to add this onto our front, okay? So we want to really match that up appropriately. So I kind of have an idea. I'm going to just kind of flip this backwards, and it'll give me a better idea where I'm going to put my dimensionals. And here's my dimensionals. So let's add some dimensionals here, but don't go below the flap, okay? Because you don't want your dimensionals to show, right? So don't do that. All right, that looks good. So I'm gonna just kind of pop this one underneath because we need some dimensionals on the bottom as well. So let's do that. Let's put our bottom ones on as well. It looks lined up. Do this, and I need to trim. I'm going to kind of use up all these excess stuff. All right, let's line this up again. Line this up again. And, oh, that's going to go that way. Okay, we're good. Okay, so we've got some dimensionals here. You can kind of see, all right. Use your flaps to kind of guide you as to where to put them, okay, just so they don't show. So I'm only going to, I only took off the top ones, okay? These are still on down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close that. And I'm going to take the bottom, I'm going to line up the bottom die, and this is going to fall right into place where I want it to be. Look at that, no dimensionals. So now we're going to take this one, make sure you got your pattern going the way you want. We're going to hold this into place. Let's take these off right here. Love this Blackberry Bliss color. I'm going to line up the bottom here, okay? And then we're going to close our flap down. And I'm going to just kind of guide it a little bit. There we go. All right, now look at that. We have a really kind of unique fun fold here, right? So it's going to open that way and then that way. Yay. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so let's, we're gonna do a little stamping, okay? So let's pull out some Secret C here, and let's stamp. We're gonna use the words thank you that are in the stamp set. Let's ink that up. I'm just doing light tapping motions on my ink pad. And stamp that. And let's take, got some berry burst here. And I got this little tiny flower that's in the bundle. So let's, oh, I should move that around a little bit. Just kind of go like that. And this is going to go on the inside. Go. Open up our flap. Using your designer paper on the inside as a layer instead of cardstock is kind of cool. I need to do that more often. You don't necessarily have to have a flap, but just having it underneath the white instead of a cardstock mat is kind of neat, I think. Okay, so we've got thank you there, and then you make the world a better place is going to go here. Okay, it fits in here nicely. Here we go. Hopefully that looks straight. And we're going to stamp another couple flowers there. And then let's do our front. So make sure you burnish your folds really good. All right. Okay, what are we putting on the front, Nancy? Oh, yes. I already stamped and die cut one of the flowers. We're going to do the berry burst. I think it's a nice contrast with the blackberry bliss there. Okay. And words. So we're going to put some words on the front. You are appreciated, or what's going to go on the front. And I've got a scrap of 3/8 inch basic white. Okay. And let's just do an angle on this. Okay. And let's see where we're going to put that. I'm going to close up my ink here. Isn't this an easy card? I mean, you could really do anything. If you didn't have like a shape label, it could, you know, just be a rectangle, a circle, whatever shape you want it to be. Okay, we need some dimensionals here. So let's do some dimensionals. Here we go. Let's do this. So it's, can you believe it's Memorial Day weekend already? I just can't believe it. Yikes. Oh, I know. What else do I want to tell you guys? Don't forget, it's Stampin' Up! This month for the month of May. There is a starter kit that is on special when you join for $99. You can either choose the new in coloring pads, these magnetic ink pads. If you haven't seen them, they are fabulous. You can get them. They'll be added for free into your kit. Or if you didn't want the ink pads, you could get an additional $35. I think it's $35, yeah. All right, but the ink pads are like worth over $50, so it's such a deal to do that. Okay, so I think I stamped my You're Appreciated right there, so I think we're going to kind of leave that part flat right here on this end. We'll make this go flat, and then dimensionalize the rest. So, and if you're interested in joining my team, we would love to have you. You can message me for more details, or just go to my online store and click the Join Now button. Here we go. Let's see. We want to do this. I think I want it like, not sure where I want this. I think that's about where it goes. You like this fold? Thanks, Joan. Yes, this is a great way to use up your designer paper. Start like adding something on the inside. I mean, you could even just do that like with a regular card, you know. Just even here, like just add designer paper there on, you know, not have to do a fancy front. It could be whatever you want it to be. I'm just trying to decide. I cut these leaves, but I don't know if I want them. Let's see. How does this look? Yeah, I think we'll add that in. Let's add these in. These are some shaded spruce leaves, so there's a lot of different colors going on in this paper. There's blackberry bush, shaded spruce, berry burst, pumpkin pie, night of navy. I'm trying to think what else. Let's see. Oh yeah, that looks great right there. Oh, look at that. Love it. I don't know if I want to use these. I don't think they really go right now. I think we're going to use some rhinestones, okay? But I love those colors. Okay, let's grab some rhinestones. And let's grab our take your pick tool here. And I think a nice big, that rhinestone right in the middle of that flower. Yeah, there we go. Just enough bling right there. You know what? I didn't add it. So what do you think? Isn't that cool? I didn't do an envelope, so I'll add an envelope later on. But so we've got, there we go. And then our next one, and lots of place to write a message. So I know. Oh, thanks, Colleen. I know they do. I'm going to have to pop some on to these other ones. So here's another idea. So here's with the Poppy Parade, but we need to add some bling onto these. I didn't do that. So let's bling these up here. While I have this out. Let's do that. Okay. So really pretty much the same thing. Okay. But you could get creative and you could, so these are, I'm going to say are portrait. And this is a landscape one here. This one I did add some leaves. So I think I'll add some leaves to that one as well. Let's go pop in some bling on these as well. Okay, come on. There we go. There's a couple different leaf shapes in this, you know. You can see this one's got a lot more points. This has just got two big ones. But I like the littler one, but I couldn't find the die before we went live. Okay, so this one, you could go in a different direction. You could go landscape. So still 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and we're still cutting off and doing everything the same. It's just that you're going to want your designer paper cut a different way. So here we're kind of long, you know, landscape wise, and narrow. And the same with here. Okay, this is a lot taller and it's 8 inches long. But this one, we're tall and narrow, okay? Still the same measurements, just that the paper is cut differently. And this one, I kind of did it long because it was based on how the paper was cut. I had this 4-inch strip, and I'm like, oh, this will work perfectly for this card. So I just used the 4-inch strip, okay? Whatever that length is. Let's see, let's grab a ruler here. So this one is 10.5 inches long, scored at 5 1/4. Okay. And just did the same thing. You could have it flip up like this as well. You know, it could have flipped up like this instead. All right. So it all depends on how you cut your paper, okay? Well, I hope this has inspired you, okay? You can shop for my any of these products in my online store. And as always, everything's while supplies last, all right? If you take advantage of the starter kit, you can add in the July pre-order for all the online exclusives for the July pre-order, and they are fabulous. If you love violets, you're gonna love the violet paper coming out, okay? And if you're a quilter, you're gonna love the quilting stuff coming out. It is just fabulous. I'm excited about it. All right. And I think that's it for today, okay? So have a great weekend. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Hopefully the weather is good. I don't know, rain's in our forecast, so who knows? we'll take it day by day. I don't think it's a total washout, but there will be some wetness here in central New York, which is okay because I got some inside stuff to do that needs to get done. So, all right. Thank you for joining me. As always, make sure to leave a comment, thumbs up, and share this video with others. And we will see you back next Wednesday. Hopefully, I had a glitch with Facebook this week. So that's my goal too, is to see what is going on with that. So I just might pop in for Facebook and see if my stream software is working the way it should. So, okay, great weekend, cup of fun. Thanks, Colleen. You too. Hope you feel better. All right, everybody. Till next week, we will get creative.